Guys, look at this gorgeous meat. Now, that's pink in the middle, but it doesn't mean that it isn't cooked. In fact, it is falling apart tender. I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful corned beef. Once you've tried this, you'll be hooked. It's delicious. Well, howdy folks, I'm Stuart Trotter and this is Texas Cooking Today. Hey, what you're going to be making today is going to be some delicious food. And this is one of my recipe videos. Now, if you get to the end of this and you're wondering how to pull off this, that, or the other, I'll tell you what, there's another show on this very same recipe. It's one of my tutorials. So I'll tell you what, it'll be the next episode after this one. Take a look at that. Those are really full of information. Now guys, thank you for watching. Let's get right into making this. Well guys, as you've seen, beautiful, that lovely red meat, that is corned beef. And when it's cooked properly, it's still red in the middle, okay? So that's the way it's supposed to look. Now that is falling apart tender and it's cooked in perfect form. I'm going to show you how to do this. It's not hard. It's a perfect St. Patrick's Day meal, and that's the reason I'm trying to do it right now, is to get this out for St. Patty's Day. So folks, if you would, please bear with me. I'm going to show you my very simple recipe for corned beef and cabbage, or some people call it New England boiled dinner. Let's go get this made. Come on. All right, guys, as you see, really basic ingredients here. I've got some cabbage, we've got red potatoes, and I've got this. And I've left this in the package just so that you can get some idea of what you're really looking for. Now, I like using the brisket, all right? There's two different cuts of meat that are commonly used for this. It's going to be your brisket and your round roast. I like the brisket. You just choose whichever you want to go with. Something you need to know, a couple of things actually. The red juice that you see this is the brine that they pack it in, okay? And that's part of the pickling solution that they had pickled this meat with. There'll also be a little, and you might be able to see it right here, a little package of spices that they include with the meat. You want to use that, okay? So save that, and when you open this up, just wash it off and then get it down into your pot, put some water in there, and we'll get on with the next step, okay? This stuff, your potatoes and cabbage, they get cooked after the meat gets cooked. So that's going to be put in the same pot, cooked in the same pot as the meat, in its brine, and it makes the vegetables taste fantastic. If you want to add some carrots and other stuff, go ahead. Now guys, let's get on with cooking this up. Come on. Guys, when it comes time to cook this up, you simply put your meat into a pot, bring it to a boil. Now, something you have to know about this, when you're starting to cook a corned beef, it's going to pull out a lot of that brine on the surface is going to cook out into the water mixed with some of the fat, and it's going to form this kind of an opaque looking scum that floats to the top of the water. You want to take a spoon and simply scoop that off as it begins to come to a boil. Once it is boiling real good, that won't be a problem. But in the very beginning, you want to get that out of there because it will bitter the meat if it stays in the water. If you would, take this after you've done that process and then put this in. You don't want to accidentally pull this back out as you're trying to remove the stuff that comes out of the meat in the beginning. This right here is going to float on top, and that will happen. The two will mix together. So wait till it's up to a full boil and then add your spices. That's it. Now guys, I have just finished checking this with a fork. You can push a fork into it, it slides out easily, and that means it's finished. So I'm going to just leave it in the pot to keep it warm for a moment. The potatoes, I'm going to quarter those. The cabbage, I'm going to quarter that, and that all goes right down in the pot to cook. I start with the potatoes. Now I'm not going to cook as many potatoes as I have here because I don't have that many people eating, but I thought I'd pull out, you know, a large amount so you get some idea that you can go for large groups of people cooking in a single pot like this. It works just fine. When you do this, cook the potatoes first. They're going to take about 10 minutes to begin with. Then put the cabbage in. Cook that for about another 10 minutes. Your cabbage and potatoes will be done and they're ready to go. All right, now get this out of the water here. Being gentle. And so down in the pot they go. Now guys, my potatoes have been in there for 10 minutes. So here we go with the cabbage. Guys, look at this. We have cut this beautiful roast. It is very gentle and tender. It's quite frankly coming apart. See there? That is beautiful and delicious. Wait till you try it. You're gonna fall in love with this one if you've never had one before. Now folks, as you've seen, there's just not a lot of different ingredients here. But what I did want to mention, this that we were cooking up, this is 3 pounds, or just slightly over 3 pounds actually. Something you need to know about this process. When you cook meat that long, you're going to watch it shrink a lot. So you can expect 3 pounds to become 2 pounds of edible meat. And base your portions upon that, depending on how many people you're feeding. Okay, so if you're feeding everyone at 12-ounce servings or at 16-ounce servings, of course, that's only going to feed a couple of people right there. If you're doing 6-ounce portions, you're going to feed a lot more folks. But you want to take that into consideration when buying your meat. How many people am I feeding? And the fact that your roast is going to shrink by about 1/3. So 3 pounds becomes 2. Your cabbage, one cabbage, a sizable cabbage is going to feed a family of 6. Okay, that's a lot of cabbage. And the red potatoes, you know, just base it upon dietary requirements or needs. If your potatoes are little, of course you're going to have to buy more. If they're really big ones, you're going to have to compensate. But basically, I like to see at least the equivalent of 1 medium to large red potato per plate. It's an easy way to see it. So if you got these, you'd want 2 per plate. Oops. Okay, done with that. Let's move on. There we go. Guys, not that hard. It's a very simple thing. You simply cut those vegetables up, boil them up. Once you're finished, you can take that beautiful, this beautiful corned beef. It's so tender, so soft, just coming apart. The flavor, it's incredible. It's remarkable. Slightly salty, not strong, but these other flavors behind it that are hard to characterize until you've actually tasted it. Guys, this is just a wonderful treat that everybody should get to enjoy. So please make this meal. Please enjoy it. You're going to have a good time with it. This is really good, hearty food. It's fantastic at this time of year. So thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate that. If you would, please subscribe. If you have something to put in the comments, please do that. I take suggestions down there. And also, if you would, please click the like button. I do appreciate that. And guys, if you would, you folks have a good day. I'm going to go in and enjoy this. Well, guys, once again, thank you very much for watching this show, for watching Texas Cooking Today. If you would, please go to my channel, check things out there. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. I've got stuff coming out every single Thursday. So watch closely. There's some really good stuff coming your way. And thank you again for watching Texas Cooking Today.